Welcome back, folks, to World of Warships Legends. I'm Soopa-Dave, and Gascogne is in the shop on sale, so we'll be in her today. Now, that being said, our first match is just going to showcase how lethal this ship can be. I'm not going to show the whole match, but we're going to go ahead, and you can see our team is doing some wonky stuff. I don't know why on this map people do this, but they just all switch spawn points. I realized really quickly everybody's leaving our left flank. And we gotta be, we're gonna have to adjust and move over. I don't normally do that, but when everybody bails on a side, you kind of have to. This Plymouth does the unthinkable, and this is what this ship excels at. Gascogne is one of the best ships at getting rid of cruisers in the entire match. I don't know how many shells we were gonna hit him with. I can tell you how many we did, or how many it took to kill him, though. And we're going to go ahead and keep going. The other is torpedoes already. Hawk is doing also the unthinkable in a Hawk. And we are going to take a 60,000 salvo on Hawk. And he's four citadels. So very lucky there. Now I'm not going to show the rest of the match because like 2 seconds later our team completely dies. We lose all the caps. Yada yada. Good match, but when you lose and you get damage that way, it's not necessarily the best. And to be fair, I think I was like the only one spotted. I don't know how everybody died in that one. But anyway, guys, not mad at all. This match, we had a Bismarck follow me in a straight line. So I here am turning around. We're on loop. So I'm turning around, so we're not in the same position. But he's going to stop and turn around, and that can be super frustrating. That carrier is over here for now. He is actually going to go straight for our straight for our destroyer. Our destroyer, not to take away from him, he does get rid of the other destroyer, help get the B cap, but then he chases the carrier, and he's going to have an incredible game for shooting down apparently 50,000 planes. Now, we also know from the plane spotting, that there was a battleship charging in over to the right. Makes me believe it was Zeton or a secondary battleship. I'm well aware there's a Zeton in the match. So we're going to try to push him. This Bismarck is going to have German battleship syndrome, but all the bad parts of it. He isn't even a spot. Right? There's a cruiser, obviously, over there. And Zeton gets spotted. But there's a cruiser clearly in the cap, right? Their destroyer's dead. All you got to do is pull forward and spot that cruiser. That's okay, though, because we're in Gascogne, and I don't know how many shells we were gonna hit, but we hit them with the first 4 and citadeled them. This thing is so good at mauling cruisers. Now, to be fair, because the guns aren't, big 18-inch guns or 16-inch guns, it does struggle to necessarily citadel heavily armored battleships, I guess, with a lot bigger belts. But it does do pretty well, right? And I think that's where it's balanced. I think sometimes, and you're going to see this in this match, where, we mauled a Hawk, which doesn't have much armor, and we mauled cruisers, right? But when it comes against some better armored stuff, we're going to struggle a little bit. Like, Zeton starts to angle to us. Now, this is, I believe, one of the Spartan Elites guys. So I expect him to be pretty solid. And we kind of knew he was charging in over here. Our Bismarck, not only hides, but then charges out and loses all his health instantly. And so we are doing our best to try to help him. Like, we took a pretty solid chunk off of Zeton. Zeton is playing smart and ain't going towards me. And that's the one thing about having Dunkirk, is we can actually just flip our shells over to HE. I was actually expecting Zeton to give me a broadside to try to get secondaries on me as well, but he doesn't. We're going to go ahead and knock out a bunch of stuff on his ship. We tried helping this Bismarck, but there's some things you can't help. And when you do that in a Bismarck, you listen, it is one of the toughest ships in the game, but every ship, when played poorly, is not tough, right? We take another shot at Zeton to try to get him. We do get 3 shells to hit. I'm guessing he had a heal going on right there. We don't get him. Now, you'll notice that there's been shots coming over for a while. Also, you notice our destroyer already has his high caliber, and he's going to continue to chase this carrier completely off the map. Now, I'm not ripping on him. He has a decent game. He does his job. So, I'm not ripping on him. But when you see his score because of the amount of planes he shoots down in this whole deal. So, he's already shot well more than 40 or 30 planes because he got it over a minute ago, I think, now. And he's probably shot, actually, probably closer to 40 at this point. I don't know. I wish I could figure out how many he did shoot down. This Zeton should have known I was going to be here. And that's not a good idea. We wanted to make sure we didn't give up that cap. Now, but you can see we're doing pretty well here. We're not too concerned. We know, New Jersey knows we were here, obviously. But we haven't been spotted for a little bit. I mean, the carrier does know, but he didn't know where our guns were looking. He doesn't know anything. So we tried to take a shot on him, and we get a solid chunk, but nothing great, right? He's in that range where American battleships can be obnoxious. Like, I like to aim a little bit high at distance to maul him, and then when they're up close, I'll aim waterline. He's right in between, and that is going to be a common theme. Now, I try to take a shot at Kaga here, and this is one of the prettiest sables you ever see. Them shells were on top of each other. And I didn't have quite enough range. That was our max range there. And I'm trying to help out our destroyer, but to be fair, it's going to give him another 50 planes to shoot down. If you guys didn't know, Kaga planes are like the easiest in the entire game to shoot down. They have like 3 health. If you sneeze in the direction, you'll take a whole squadron of Kaga planes down. That being said, we're going to do our own farming here in a minute. Once we get our gun knocked out, you can see he's heading towards the cap. I am known for not giving up caps, right? And to be fair, this is also, you're going to see the ship struggle a little bit. I mean, this New Jersey is definitely in a position where we could Citadel him, but he's at that kind of weird range. And you're going to see, I'm going to actually struggle. Now, to be fair, he had full health when he came over here, and you're going to see in this fight, we don't lose much. And he's not going to play awful. But there's a solid chunk, but we're not getting the Citadels. And again, we're gonna chunk them, and sometimes you just have to do with what you can, right? We only actually get 2 shells to hit there, which is a real oddity for Gascogne because it does have the same accuracy as like Constellation and Champagne, so really good accuracy. I figure we have a little bit of health to give right now if we wanted. If need be, we still have 2 heals left. But we're going to make sure we're going to do our best to not give up this cap. Our Fletcher finally kills the Kaga after shooting what seems to be 10,000 planes down. And the enemy team has folded very quickly. So not a whole lot in this match, to be quite honest. Just a solid match. I wanted to showcase that because I felt that's like one thing about Gascogne. Gascogne is really good at shooting mauling cruisers. And then it's not bad against ships like Hawk, or if you get a complete broadside. But sometimes it does struggle in times when you don't think it should. Like, we're going to chunk New Jersey, but he could have easily been mauled, right? We're going to do what we can here. Also, I didn't know New Jersey hadn't been in a fight at all. Like, I knew he had full health, but I thought maybe he healed some back. You're going to see here in a second we're gonna switch to HE, and we're gonna break everything that's on the ship almost. We're gonna take a shot, and I do use HE. In fact, my last wither was actually, as you see, I don't know, we just broke everything. But my last wither was actually in a Russian battleship, Suzuya, Soyuz Rusaya, actually. So, yeah, I mean, that's an unlikely candidate for it, but when HE is the best option, is the best option. Now, I didn't know that I was going to break on a second shot. I thought there was nothing left to break. Oh, boy, was I wrong. 5 more. So, it happens. We get a fire at least, and then our carrier actually comes in and mauls him pretty good there. But you can see we didn't lose any health in this fight, and he lost all of his, so we played it correctly. We kept the cap being obnoxious, even though we didn't need to. We get a little unlucky there. I thought he was actually going to turn in a little bit to the right. I don't know who's shooting their guns like a crazy man, but they clearly weren't going to make it. We let the team know he's dead, and we do come out of this with a solid score. Kudos to that Fletcher for shooting down. I would love to see how many planes he shot down for what he did, because he just chased the carrier all match. But 4,100 chasing the carrier. We had, to be fair, we farmed defense a little bit too, so we had a 3K base game. But anyway, a solid ship. Guys, also, you get this ship for global, so wouldn't necessarily buy it for doubloons. You guys have a wonderful day. I will see you folks next time.